Well, now the draft is over. Let's see how the fans feel. What's up, Fin fans? Why am I doing this? I don't know. So you guys have been super cool, commenting on all my videos, have been subscribing to my channel, which makes me feel so good in my heart. I thought what I would do is to show my love and support for you guys, for showing your love and support for me, for my content, for talking about the Miami Dolphins. Let me read your comments. Not all of them. I don't think I got through all of them. I picked a good amount of them out. But I'm gonna read your comments, then I'm gonna answer them, and then people will see who said it, and then maybe they'll go subscribe to your channel. I don't know how people work. Let's get started. This comment came from Elroy Jetson. Now he says, this was a great draft. It doesn't matter if fans don't like it or understand it. Everyone's not going to agree on everything. These are the people they targeted for their schemes, not yours. The knocks that fans are giving to our picks are the same knocks that the GMs give to picks you all wanted. Why you think most of the people you all wanted was still on the board late in the rounds? And enough of this Mason Rudolph. Dude is average at best. Why do you think he didn't go until the middle of the third? Why would you want us to waste a valuable pick on a project when this is Tannehill's make or break year? If he fails, we're drafting a quarterback in the first round next year. I understand we all want what we want, but let's get behind the team and root for these players and not hate. Couldn't have said it better myself, Elroy Jetson. You're probably very old because that cartoon came out in the 70s, the Jetsons. But I agree, 4 million bajillion %. A lot of people, and I'm noticing it now that my channel is growing and people are listening to me and listening to what I have to say, you'll see some comments about that. A lot of people are disagreeing with what I feel the Dolphins should do, or disagreeing with how I think the Dolphins should go about signing players, drafting, blah, 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 blah. And they're telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about, or I'm an idiot, or this or that, which everyone can have a difference of opinion. There's people that wanted to, there's people that didn't want to. There's people that wanted Landry, there's people that didn't want Landry. I get it. Just be respectful of each other. If you have a difference of opinion than me, I'm not gonna comment you're a friggin' idiot. Actually, if you notice, I comment on everyone's stuff, and if I have a different opinion, I'll tell you, but I'm not gonna tell you your difference opinion is stupid. Second thing about his comment, I agree that in the first 2 rounds, there's no quarterback there, and we needed a tight end more than we needed a quarterback, right? Tannehill's new restructured contract is guaranteeing him so much money that he will be starting this year and most likely be starting next year. If he fails this year or if he gets hurt, then we will collapse like we did last year because of all the shit that happened to us, and we will have an top 5 draft pick. That's where you take your quarterback. Just let it play out, people. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Tannehill's gonna succeed. I think his knee's gonna hold up because he was trying to play on an unreconstructed knee. He didn't do anything to his knee except for rest it. That's why his knee blew out when he ran to the sideline. Nothing to do with the injury. Well, it had everything to do with the injury, but it had nothing to do with the reconstruction. Now he has a reconstructed knee, so when he runs and stops on the sideline, that's not gonna happen. So let's just let the year play out and see where we go. On to the next comment. This next comment comes from Joe, and he says, I give the draft a solid A. Fitzpatrick and Gesicki will be Pro Bowl to All-Pro type players. Baker will be a solid nickel linebacker. Gase will figure out a way to use Bollige's skills while Gore mentors him. Smythe will replace Fasano as the blocking tight end. Sanders should win the kicking job. Pulling was supposedly one of the better linebackers against the run. Armstrong is fast and can also tackle. Those two will most likely start out on special teams. So essentially he's saying what I said in my last video, given the grade, that he gave it an A. He gave it a solid A. I wouldn't give it an A. I'd give it like a B+, A-, not a solid A. They missed, I know, I'm gonna talk about the defensive tackles, but they missed on a defensive tackle. I agree with most of what he is saying, especially that the last 2 picks. So, like the comment, I wouldn't give it a solid A, but I like the enthusiasm. Keep it up, Joe. Next comment. This one comes from Big Bite Gaming. There's been rumors of Miami moving McDonald to linebacker and him being a hybrid guy. Yes, there's tons of rumors of that. I've mentioned it multiple times. I really hope it happens. Will it happen? I don't know. We'll probably find out come training camp because that's when they start doing their thing. OTAs is next. Actually, rookie camp is next, and then OTAs. Will they move him there? I don't know. Maybe Burke is going to make this defense where he has like all his speed guys on the field for like third downs and stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I would like it to happen, but is it definitely going to happen? It's up to Burke. That's what McDonald said as well. He says it's not up to me, it's up to Burke. No one ever talks to me about playing linebacker, but it's up to Burke. So, Burke, what are you doing? Next comment. This one comes from St. Michael. I give this draft a C- at best. The first 2 picks were legit and future NFL stars. The rest of the draft is total shit in my opinion. I'm really pissed off because this draft started out so well and we could have had Rudolph as a quarterback to develop. We instead decide to take an undersized linebacker with zero instincts to play the position. Yes, he is fast, but he can't escape college O-line blocks and most of his tackles are 10 to 15 yards downfield. Then we draft a blocking tight end and a running back who looks like Tarzan and plays like Jane. The quarterback in the 6th is a special team player at best. And the linebacker we drafted at Ohio would have had trouble starting for a good high school team. The kicker only connected on 71% of his kicks last year. What good is a strong leg if you can't put it through the uprights? Drafts like this that have made this organization irrelevant for the past 20 years. St. Michael, I love this comment. Not because I agree with it, or not because I don't agree with it. Not because it's mean, or not because it's not mean, but because it's funny as shit. The line that gets me is then we draft a blocking tight end and a running back who looks like Tarzan and plays like Jake. Fucking hilarious. Great play on words. The way I measure success with drafts is if we get 3 starters out of it and 2 Pro Bowlers, I'd be happy. If Fitzpatrick, Gesicki, and Brown turn into, because if Fitzpatrick, he's gonna turn into a Pro Bowler. It just is what it is. The guy has a ton of potential, so many college awards. He's got 3 rings. He wore the 3 rings on his hands. He got room for other ones. Like, I fucking love this dude. If I bought players' jerseys now, I'd buy his, but I don't because, you know how the Dolphins are. They ship everyone away. Gesicki can't block if his life depended on it, but the dude snatches like the moon out of the sky. Like, And then Brown, yes, he's undersized, but he's fast, and he's not the prototypical linebacker. But then you have other players, and you got, like I said in the end of my last video, some undrafted players turn out to be legit great players, aka Cameron Wake, aka Kurt Warner. So we don't know. I see where you're coming from, because I see the scouting reports on these guys, and I see the positives and the weaknesses, and I get it. I wholeheartedly see where you're coming from. I'm not bashing you on your opinion, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but when it comes to the kicker in the 7th round, I wholeheartedly agree. I wanted Pinero out of Florida, but this dude's got a cannon for a leg. If Rizzi wants him, I'm not questioning this dude. He's a great special teams coach, and he knows what he's talking about. We took another undrafted kicker too, so there will be competition, and maybe they even sign a veteran kicker. We'll see what happens, but I love this comment. Hands down, one of my favorite comments I've gotten. Thank you, St. Michael. Keep it up. Keep commenting. Keep watching. Appreciate it. Next comment. This comes from Professor Wisey. He says, we should have kept Sue because now we have a really fast but not that physical defense, and Sue is one of the most physical players right now. I see where you're coming from. Like I said before, if you wanted Sue, if you didn't want Sue, not knocking it. For me, to pay Ndamukong Suh $26 million to play this year was absolutely 1000% ridiculous. The contract we signed Suh with at the beginning of his Miami tenure was absolutely ridiculous. They gave him way too much money. Is he one of the best defensive tackles, if not the best defensive tackle in the league this year? Or since he's been playing? Yes, of course. I'm not going to argue with you about that. Would I justify paying him $26 million this year? No. And come June 1st, we get about $17 million back in cap space, which we will spend on a free agent defensive tackle. Thank you for the comment, Professor Wisey. Next comment. This one comes from Big Boy 8D. He says, great draft. After the 3rd round, I think they were just trying to take best player available. Hard to find starters in later rounds. I guess they didn't have any talented DTs worth drafting. We will get a vet or undrafted player soon. Big Boy, I agree with everything you said. I think after they got their tight end and then they got a linebacker in the third, was it the linebacker we all wanted? Was he undersized? Does he, you know, there's knocks on him, of course. But after they got the linebacker, they thought, let's just start doing the best player available. So that's what they did. When it comes to him saying that they didn't draft a defensive tackle because they didn't see someone worth the pick, I disagree there, because McIntosh was still on the board and I wanted him bad, especially with that second fourth that they took a running back. But I see where he's coming from with, we will sign a vet, because you have Jonathan Hankins still out there. He's 26, he's not old, pretty decent defensive tackle. You have a bunch of defensive tackles, free agents still out there that we could sign. And again, after that June 1st cut of Ndamukong Suh, we get $17 million back in cap space. We could sign 2 defensive tackles, maybe even a kicker, and still have a good amount of money left over to sign these rookies. So thank you for the comment, big boy. Appreciate it. Let's go on to the next comment. Next comment comes from Thomas, and he says, Kalen Ballage, slot receiver? Dude, please do some research on these people. He's great between the tackles and is a physical beast, Thomas. Maybe I'm mistaken. I apologize deep down in my heart. I'm not being sarcastic. Maybe I was mistaken. Maybe he is good between the tackles and I misread information. So what I'm going to do now, on camera, is I'm going to look up his scouting reports from 4 different sources. And we'll see what they say and see if there's difference in wavering. We already know what his pros are. We already know what his good things are. So I'm going to look at the cons. Let's see if I was mistaken. If I'm mistaken, I will own up to it and I will apologize straight to your face, Thomas. This is from WalterFootball.com. Weaknesses are questionable makeup, inconsistent production, can't run upright. Some scouts think he's soft, not as physical of a runner as one would expect. This is NFL.com's scouting report on him. Weaknesses: doesn't have the hips or feet to cut with sharpness after following hard to the edge, runs too upright to squeeze through tight rush lanes, plays with early indecisiveness, takes too many skip steps in his approach downhill, allowing defense time to fight past blocks. Field vision is severely lacking, allows open lanes to go unused. Feet can get confused when faced with unexpected traffic. Athletic but not as elusive, not nearly as hard as tackling as expected. Play regressed somewhat from 2016. Let's go to Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report says negatives. Lack of vision is a major concern. If a hole isn't clearly there for the taking, he'll struggle. Arizona State rarely featured him, and he's made his name for himself off of 1 game. Only had 200-yard rushings. Teams should be concerned with lack of production in 2017. Looks the part, but his tape was disappointing and left us wanting more with his awesome skill set. Finally, let's do Sports Nation or SB Nation. My guess that Ballage, a big fast runner with a ton of potential and a record to his name, would go on day 3 in the 5th or 6th round, though some have suggested he can go in the 4th. That's what happened when the Dolphins took him 131. So 3 people are saying that he's very indecisive in the hole. He doesn't make quick decisions. His hips are really stiff. And this one last one said that he is a big, fast, physical runner. Look, I'm not here to say gotcha or prove you wrong. I'm just showing you why I said what I said is because I did my research and that's what I found. So, who's right, who's wrong? I don't care. I would love for this guy to be an all-around great back and for him and Kenyon Drake to just light it up coming down the years. That's what I would like, Thomas. I'm not here to play gotcha. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. Next comment. This next comment is from Enrique, and it's long as shit. Enrique says, telling people to be optimistic with the team because they actually did the right thing for once. They are building through the draft. The players they traded for were draft picks and not free agent signings. The impact free agent signings were minor guys, wide receivers specifically. Free agent signings should be splashes but supplemental. The draft pick trades should be impact guys, and the Dolphins did that with Quinn and Kilgore. Very insightful comment. That's the reason I put it in here. It's long as shit, but it's very insightful and I appreciate the flap out of it. I agree with everything you said. I like what the Dolphins are doing. They got rid of the big money cap hits. I do think with Tannehill on the team, we will win an extra 3-4 games from last year. So we will be a 10-6, 9-7 team. I do agree on that. Tannehill brought something to this team and brought something to this offense that Jay Cutler couldn't, and that's his legs. I understand he tore his knee up, but it's reconstructed, and I think he will play better. A lot of people wanted us to take a quarterback in the first round. I did not. Why? Tannehill, first year with Gase, right? We won 5 games. We sucked. 1-4. Caca. Then we went on a 7-1 run where we were winning games by the skin of our teeth. Look at that Rams game where we marched down the field and scored that winning touchdown. That season showed what Adam Gase could do with Ryan Tannehill. That is all for this video. I appreciate the fluff out of your comments. Keep commenting, especially comment on this one. I will do a Q&A, so if you have any questions, comment below. I'll answer them if it's about Dolphins or anything else. On this channel, I'm going to keep talking about the Dolphins because I love them more than anything, but I'm also going to start doing some scenes, some other things, so stick around for that. Don't forget to check out my gaming channel. If you like gaming, if you like funny humor, if you like 3 dudes being dumb as shit, check us out, youtube.com/bitboys. We're funny as shit. I extremely appreciate the support. If you go over there, check it out. Even if you don't like what you see, at least go check it out. We've played a ton of games. Subscribe if you like what you see. If not, you don't have to. Just check it out. Just check it out. We'll talk to you guys real soon. Rookie camp's coming up soon. I will do a video about that. I'm going to do more videos soon about the Dolphins. Like I said before, appreciate the love, appreciate the new subscribers, appreciate the comments. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Love y'all. Fins up. The draft is officially over for the Dolphins because there's no way for them to trade back into the 7th round because they have no more picks left. So let's break this down by rounds for what happened today, and then I'm going to talk about the draft in a whole and what I think about what the Dolphins did in a whole through this whole draft. Some of these players they drafted is kind of questionable to me.